Good morning, CloudOps team. I'm just we've got this internal call today, haven't we? Where then there's maybe a few other people going to be watching this about what our new exciting feature we've worked on for 6 months, monitoring alerts in AWS and Azure. What it does and whether we're going to give it away for free. Madly, we've put a lot of money into it. So let's just go through things. Gary's, I think you've prepared these slides, Gaz.
Yeah, we're good to go. Just take you through all the features, what's new, etc.
Right, we all want to know what's in there. Excited to see it. And then we need to decide, are we going to give it away for free and how we're going to do that and all the rest of it. But let's know what it does first. There might be people watching this who don't know who we all are. Can we just say names, starting with Gary, down to Chris and then Sergio?
Yeah, so I'm CTO at CloudOps, look after all our technical side.
I'm Chris. Chris Fennell. I look after the operation side of things, account management, making sure everything runs smoothly and rolling out features like this for you.
I'm Sergio. I'm the development team leader, and I help the team develop the product and this new exciting feature that Gary is going to explain.
Steve Rastel, founder of CloudOps, and I do sales. And we're going to try and do this video, warts and all, lads. We show them the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Over to you, Gary.
Okay, so just with what we're going to go through today, our new features, which I'll be honest, there's only one, but it's quite a big one. So it's alerting. We've got some enhancements that we've added to the product in the meantime, and just what the next steps are. When are we going to get this? It's probably that summary of that slide. We'll start off. So alerting, that's the main feature we're talking about here. We've done certain different types of alerts that people are going to get. So it isn't just one. The key ones that we're really talking about are monitoring and cost. That just really builds on what we've got within the portal already. If people aren't aware, we've got the monitoring pieces that come in. You can see all the metrics and so on, and cost as well. Besides those, we've then got general, an existing add-on for anything we might want to send if you've new releases, as an example.
What about the custom ones, Gary? What can you do things like reservations or anything like that?
Yeah, so the custom piece we've added, just in case we've got a customer that doesn't, that has just something specific for them. We've got a lot of varying customers across AWS and Azure, so anything we haven't covered, which is very more general for everybody that applies to them, or at least most people, but there are going to be some that have got their own take on things. So that's our option there for doing something specific.
So what I'm hearing is the monitoring the standard ones, you do the normal hook into the platform CloudOps in 5 minutes via the Azure and AWS API, and then you're getting those alerts. What, immediately they're feeding in?
I suppose the only one thing you've got to do is sign up for them and literally subscribe through the browser and just say, yes, I want that alert. But apart from that, yeah, once the hookup's done, you'll start getting alerts. Hopefully not too many if you've got a nice healthy environment.
Right, okay, we crack on.
So channels, we've got 3 set up. So we've enabled people to see the alerts in the portal, historic mainly. You've got email as classic, and we've also put in push notifications. So that's from browsers. So we've got 2 examples on the screen. The top one being a mobile phone. So you can subscribe through your browser and your mobile phone like a PWA app. And the bottom one is the operating systems notification that I would get. You can click on any of those and it'll literally take you to the relevant screen. It's in CloudOps. You haven't got to go dig in and go, well, what does that mean? What does it look like? How was it? Click that link, it'll take you straight to the page with the graph on it.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Chris?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, you can set that up in a screen in the corner, I'm assuming. You can take it to personally, so all the settings are personal, Gary?
Yeah, each user's got their own. If they've, a lot of people use shared accounts for say like a support team, security team, cost team. If they want to sort of set that up and forward it to a mailbox or a shared mailbox, or they've got a screen set up within their office, maybe you can get the alerts on those.
It's quite nice because you can know how your environment is at any time, at any second. You've got the notifications by mail in the portal or even in your browser. So yeah.
Yeah, we used to do mobile stuff back in the old days of the old business, didn't we? It's coming all back round, the 3 of us. Right, what's next? We don't want to bore people. Let's keep rolling.
So just a live demo of what we've sort of talked about there. Oh, finally we've got an alert showing up. So we've got recent alerts on the dashboard. This is the one that you can set up in the corner. A lot of people do. You set that automatic refresh so you can get the latest data coming through. And we've got the current contact preferences for the current user. So these are obviously mine. So I don't like email, so I'm not getting email alerts, but I'm set up to get the push ones.
Gary, can I jump in there? So we're looking at our normal CloudOps platform. We've got all the features down the left-hand side as normal, and we're talking about the alert bit, which is the new feature we're seeing in here. And then they can see them in the portal, they see them on the mobile bit, but I'm guessing we're going to see some configuration here about how you can tailor those alerts. And, we've received them on mobile apps. Is that right?
Yeah, so if we click on the preferences here, you'll have to enable push notifications. It's a browser thing. I can't get rid of that. You just click enable it, and we've got some test options to make sure those are coming through. And then the alerting section at the bottom, complete control. So by type and by channel that you want to get those alerts, you can enable, disable them as much as you want. Yeah, to your heart's content, or have none. Up to you.
So you can turn the noise off.
Yeah, turn it off. If it's not what you want. Don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And then if you're a bit more of you missed it, I don't know, you weren't at your desk or something, and you pop back, you can actually see what's going on the main page as well and get some more details about what it is, what the CPU is actually at when the alert fired.
And how do you filter these that, like false positive scenario and all that? How much is real noise and not noise?
We've not really put that into the product, but we have got behind the scenes. So if you raise a ticket with support and just say, we've got, I don't know, we have like maintenance windows as a good example for certain customers where if they want to schedule, like, I don't want to alert between midnight and 2 a.m. because, they might do stuff or they've got heavy processing going on. We can turn it off for them so they don't get those alerts, but then any other time they would.
Yeah.
Or if they've just got something that, machine that's sat in the corner that nobody actually cares about, we can just silence it completely and you don't get any alerts ever.
Did you and the lads not have time for that one, Sergio?
Yeah, not with this feature.
Okay.
Maybe down the road, next development sprint.
Okay, what's next?
So we'll behind the scenes, there's not a lot we can show you for the weeks and months of work there, but behind the scenes we've done quite a bit. So going from left to right, we're really talking about the sources that we've already got and the data that we already collect for our customers, predominantly around cost monitoring. We feed that into Grafana dashboards anyway, and then we're using that data to generate the alerts. So Grafana's got a really good alerting module within it. Instead of building that, because it wants to do that, and then we'll have to maintain it, and we won't get to these killer features like the one you just asked Sergio about. We can use the Grafana to actually do the heavy lifting for us, which is also where we do the maintenance schedules, silencers. It's fully compatible with that.
Gary, so what's Grafana?
So if you're not aware of Grafana, it's a sort of data dashboard builder and insights kind of query piece. Maybe used with Prometheus, in fairness. A lot of our customers are using it with that. But it can basically take any data source. You can build dashboards for it, share those dashboards, but the alerting piece is quite big in there as well. And that's the key piece that we're using it for anyway. And based on that data that's come in, you can set the rules up to say when, say, my cost in the last 30 days is now bigger than it was the 30 days prior. Fire an alert to say, somebody might have done something and not turned it off.
Well, I'm asking this question there. I do know a little bit, but I'm just thinking of everyone watching. So what we've got there, my understanding is Grafana's like de facto open source tool for this particular use case, isn't it? We've put that under the covers of CloudOps. We configure, we look after that. Somebody doesn't have to learn, deploy, and do that. We're hooking that into CloudOps, then we're driving everything else off the front end of that to make that very easy to consume and manage. Is that your understanding as well, Chris? How do you think customers would want that explaining to them?
I think it's going to come down to how do I turn it on as a feature? Is it restricted? What do I need to do to enable onboard each of the users, or like they say, a support notification user? Also, what else can I have? Does it do the we do the platform. So for AWS and Azure, if there's an incident that they're having, and that shows up in the dashboard on the home screen that you were showing before, does that come through, or is that something that's separate?
That's not in yet. There's nothing stopping us adding it, mind. It could be added and then go through the general alerts. We've really focused on monitoring and cost for this sort of iteration.
Right. Quick fire. Green means it's done. Is that right?
Green's good. Green's in place, tested, working.
Is red not good?
Red's future.
Future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is the maybe. The yellow was our optimism of what we'd like to get done, but just didn't get the time in the current sprint.
Yeah.
So
yeah. What? Go ahead, go on, Sergio. You go.
No. Yeah, I was just looking at the yellow ones and about the webhook. I think it's quite interesting and could be a major win for us in terms of integrating with Teams and Slack. Where are we on this, Gary? Do we have this?
It's a
Sorry?
short answer. Didn't make the cut.
Yeah, but what's your idea
but
on this? How much time will it take to
it's
be
there. I
done?
think we're probably going to have a conversation about it, but I think that's going to be done in the next, we're talking weeks.
Okay.
Weeks away for that one. It's mostly within actually the flow. We've just got to deal with how we sort of integrate that and allow users to put that information in.
If I may, reading between the lines here, though, joking aside, the webhook, if we integrate with every third-party one, we've got to build all those connections into Slack, Teams, and everything else. We could do it. It's time. Where does that end? If they change it, does that break that? So the webhook one, that's better, because my understanding would be we can do that once, and then how would that hook into Slack or Teams? What's the high-level view of that, Gary?
Yeah, the reason that was sort of next on the list was exactly that reason. We'd have to create a very specific integration for Teams and Slack separately, whereas webhook, you can actually integrate with a webhook in both of those independently without having to build a native integration. It's not quite as good, but for the sake of alerting, it's fine. We're not talking about a bot here, which is really where that integration goes. We're talking about a simple webhook that just puts a message in a channel within your Teams or your Slack environment. And that's more than capable. I think that's going to cover 99% of people's needs. Right.
So if I was watching this, I think I might want that down the road. In how many seconds or minutes, when we've done that, would it take to hook into something else?
If you've already hooked in for a monitoring, it's there. It's done.
Right. You go.
You've got to get your web hooked from Teams or Slack or whatever it might be, which is, I believe, you create a button in a channel, go, I want a webhook for this channel, gives the URL, pass it, put it in our system, off you go. A bit like putting in an email address, if you like, but obviously it looks like a.
I think that could be quite important because a lot of teams and enterprise use Teams right now, Microsoft Teams and Slack. So that would be a major thing for us and for our clients, of course.
Yeah, and if you get it going, I don't want to be on the SMS list. You can keep your text. That's all right. Let's go to the next one.
So a little bit further behind the scenes, when we're talking about alerting, people rely on that. It's got to be reliable. Again, not something that we want to develop, or we chose not to develop, let's say. We chose instead that let's use something off the shelf. Again, open source de facto for message queuing is RabbitMQ. We've got that all configured to actually do the reliable piece for us. So we fire the alert, we stick it in the queue. If it can't be processed, I don't know, maybe we've got an issue or there's some other reason that means that alert can't be fired at that time, it'll get resent round into the queue and back to the beginning again, and it'll get retried. So we're not going to lose a message within that queue. We're not going to lose an alert, and therefore a customer's going to get it at some point.
So if something went off in AWS or Azure, it goes down, it fires alert, but it doesn't go through, that all falls over. When you've got that, you're not losing that.
Yeah, we might have one of the services might have a fault as an example, so it'll try and send it to that one first. If it was your AWS example, that'll get re-queued again. By that time, it's probably been detected. It'll send it to the Azure processor instead, and then it'll go out. So we've got that, resilience, if you like, between the two.
Very nice. What's next, Gary?
So just the benefits, customers' benefits. So we've got proactive alerts for them. Previously, they had to wait for us. We'd get the alerts, we'd tell them about it, or we triage and then tell them about it. Now they don't really need us. We can, the platform will do that for them and probably give them a lot more richer information. Not to say, if they still don't want. They've got this multi-channel and they can customize the categories they're getting, so everybody can have whichever ones they want. If you want cost, fine. If you want monitoring, fine. If you want the custom ones, great. Different teams, different people. I can't imagine finance wanting to see the monitoring ones, but I'm sure they'll want to see the cost ones. And if there's something missing, something we haven't put in, have a custom option, speak to us about it. There's probably something we can do to get that in there, subject to us having that data, or being able to get that data.
Gary, by custom, it's just config, isn't it, within the back end?
Yeah. It's Grafana. We just need to make the alert in Grafana is the short answer, and get it hooked up, send it to the customer. It's a couple of days.
Chris?
Off the top of my head, I can think of a use case for each of the customers that we've got that I work with. So for each team, different team members getting the different alerts on different channels. So, for example, getting the app on the phone, getting just cost information. Quite a few business owners are more interested in the cost changes and what is going on there than actually the day-to-day of the platform. That's more the IT team. So I think that's really good that it's separated out and you can silence them and turn them on and off. It's really good.
And it's been moving into development teams as well, away from the IT teams. They're not actually interested unless it gets escalated. And then from our point of view, obviously, we've now got a platform that just gives way more value out of the box without them relying on ourselves and our services directly. We can develop, change and tweak those alerts or create them for other customers, enhance them, create brand new ones, and for any sort of scope we've missed. Potentially a customer could come to us with a specific need and we'll go, well, actually that's useful for everybody, let's just add that. We can do that without a full release cycle. It's just a case of setting up the rule.
Gary, right, say you've got a SaaS company, a lot of our customers are, and they've got an application running. They now, if it went down, we tell them it's gone down, or their customers, worst case for them, tell them it's gone down. This now can tell them immediately, and they can be proactive and put things out there, or there's other tools we've got to sort that. But you've not got the tail wagging the dog of telling them something's down. Is that right?
Yeah, and you're not even reliant on the person in there looking at the screen that they've got in the office. That's previously what they had to do to see the dashboard change. Don't need to do that anymore. You can send an email, create a ticket. Even if they've got a ticket system that accepts email, just create a ticket straight away, and then they can follow their usual workflow into actually dealing with those.
Yeah, so it gets you out the dark. Is that in my simple way?
Yeah,
Sergio, how long did this take you and the team?
A couple of months, around 6 months maybe. But again, this is a game changing for our customers. Listen to Gary explain all the benefits for us and for the customer. I think it's and the way that we created and developed this feature. Now we can add alert rules without any CloudOps releases code or passing by that release period, so we can manage those alerts. That's quite interesting, quite important.
Cool. Now, I've just got a debate at the end, because let's round this out. This might help the people watching if they've lasted this long. We've got the thing. We think, could we sell this? We'd give it to our current customers, of course, within the platform, i.e. CloudOps. Do we just give this away as well to get more people on the platform, more people knowing about our business and that might do something? We have talked about this a little bit before, so this isn't, it is a little bit preempted, this, isn't it? What do we think? Why would we do that? Are we going to do it?
There's no overheads on, there's no services involved in setting that up. We can help people do it very easily with a couple of tutorial videos, and it's, go in, select options, and off it goes, and it builds.
Chris, so what you're saying is we're not going to create overhead in providing free services to get people running with this too much.
Yeah, we don't have to, apart from they can sign up for the CloudOps platform via one of the videos that you've done that sort of talks about hooking in AWS or hooking in Azure. Once that's done, it's tick a box, and then you just go in and set up for your individual user profile. You can go.
So we're saying in simple terms, it's reasonably frictionless for somebody to get on board with this. They've got to watch a video and do stuff for 5 or 10 minutes and have a little bit of idea. Where if they're dealing with alerts, it should be a walk in the park. Is that right, Gary?
Yeah, if you can hook it up, which is very easy to do. Once you've hooked it up, you'll start, and you've sort of gone, I want alerts for monitoring. If you've got an unhealthy environment, you'll start getting a lot of alerts very quickly.
Right. And we haven't got any of those videos. Sorry, Sergio. We haven't got any of those videos yet, have we? And we're thinking as we're running here. What were you going to say, Sergio?
No, I do believe that once our customers start using the notifications, they will not be able to live anymore without it. That's what I think.
Right. So the other reason giving it away for free, how much are people charging for this? And there's other competitors out there, isn't there, selling alert tools that do this similar, and we're saying we're giving it away for free. So our judgment is, will that win us more customers in the end? Will that get that traction of people on the platform? And how then do we convert them to us? And have we got loads of value where it makes somebody who's charging for this, like, why are they doing that? That's ruining us. How do we see it? We've put a lot of money into this. Just giving it away is a risk. Chris?
you do it. The base level, not the custom ones, because I think the custom ones, Gary, you'd have to put more time into actually set up and find out what they are. But the base level ones, it builds on and gives you a showcase of what everything else in the platform is. So you can, see everything else we do. You get this, which is brilliant. You can plug it in tomorrow. It takes about 15 minutes to set it all up, and you start getting your alerts.
Right. So
why wouldn't
I think, where we are is we give it away. If we're going to give it away, we have to give it away forever. They bolt it in. They've got this ticked, haven't they? What's the cost in our cloud cost underneath, and anything there we get an overhead of running all this? How does that look, Gary?
Data storage mostly for, as we add customers to length, but we already sort of manage that already. So
we might have to deal with it down the road, but it's not going to kill us.
I'll just come and talk to you and ask you for
Well, also if you
maybe we'll get an alert.
Yeah, that'll be an alert.
I mean, if you're looking at this, Gary, with the way that we slim down things over time, you could have the free version of data storage that just slims down over the time. So that you've got one that's, because the alerts I'm imagining is pretty immediate. So if you had 3 days full data, if the alert isn't resolved in 3 days, well, it's going to keep going.
So we're releasing this shortly. Is that right? What happens next?
Next couple of weeks releasing. So testing this week. We've been testing it on and off over the last few months, but the final week of just tweaks and changes, getting it ready for release and rollout in the next 2 weeks.
Right, and I think we're going to give it away. We give it away forever. We get into our current customers quickly, and then we've got to make it nice and easy for people to hook this in, which it is, but let them know about that and tell lots of people about it. And that's it, isn't it? Off we go. And can we manage access levels within the platform so they only get the alerts and they don't get everything else? We can't be, the charitableness is good, but we have to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, fully configurable, whether alerts enabled or not, whether they want, we can limit it to types, as Chris just mentioned. Custom is probably going to be disabled for the free one, and channels as well, so we can enable or disable those. Right,
well, we've talked enough. Well done, Sergio, Gary, thank you very much. Anybody got anything to add before we check out?
That looks great. I'll make a plan for rollout.
Right, free alerts and monitoring AWS and Azure. Hopefully that'll upset a few competitors. Well done, lads.
See you later, guys.
Bye. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.